What's going on, everyone? It's Adam and Craig with Grandstand Golf. This is our PGA DFS sleepers show for the 2021 Valero Texas Open. Craig, let's take a look back at our sleepers from last week. We almost had a rare double-double. 2 sleepers, 2 PGA tournaments, 2 winners. But Scotty Scheffler came up a little bit short in the finals. He was second. But Corrales, 3-4 made the cut, and you nailed Joel Damon with absolutely no form coming in as a winner.
Sometimes you just have to look for people with no form and just ride it.
Yeah, absolutely no form. So, yeah, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. That's 6 winners to start 2021.
I do think Damon is a good example, though. Like, there's different kinds of guys that you need to look for. There's the guys who, they're just, their form is so good right now, and their price doesn't seem to be catching up with it. Or there's guys like Damon that they haven't had good form, but like when you look back in the long term, you're like, this is a better player than where he's being priced at.
And their price doesn't make sense for what they can be.
And you hope to catch them on that bounce back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If this is your first time watching our sleepers show, these are 7,500 and below on DraftKings. Also, make sure to comment below. Shoot your shot. Let us know who your favorite sleeper is this week.
Yeah, we were trying to find someone who had picked Billy Horschel, but there was no one else. So we just had to give ourselves a shout out here with our own sleeper picks.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Greg, jump into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
My first one here, Henrik Norlander, 7,100 on DraftKings, 47th there, FanDuel 8,500, 53rd. I guess this is a little bit Damon-esque, a little bit more, narrow window sample size Damon-esque, but he had 4 straight top 26s kind of at the beginning of 2021 and just completely fell off in Florida. He won 71st, missed cut, playing really poorly. But his ranks the past 6 months compared to his 47th price point, he's 71,000 on DraftKings. He's 34 strokes gained total, plus 0.35, 17th off the tee, 3.6, and 14th strokes gained approach. I love strokes gained approach every single week, but especially this week. You just look at past winners there. It seems like it's a ball strikers. You need that approach stat.
The approach, yeah.
Yeah. 0.53 strokes gained approach here. So clearly amazing strokes gained tee to green. Obviously falling off around the green or putting as well. But that happens with these elite ball strikers. You have to hope that you kind of get them on a good putting week, a la Corey Connors.
Yeah.
He hasn't played here very much. He hasn't played since 2016. I feel like he's a different player since he was then. His stats are completely way better since 2016. He has played here twice. He's made the cut once. Nothing really to write home about, but he does have familiarity with the course.
Yeah, I think to me, he's a very high upside, high risk play. I don't know. I'd like a lot of guys in this low 7K range, as you'll see. I think all of my sleepers are right in this neighborhood. So I don't know whether he'll make the final cut. We'll have to find out on Wednesday. But I mean, the guy's an awesome ball striker, as those stats show. It's just, I mean, if you've been on the roller coaster like I have, it can just be, Griot-esque or Corey Connors-esque, or you're just hoping that the putter shows up that week. But when it does, his ball striking is so good.
And with all these guys, like we're looking at 47, 50th ranked or lower. We need them to make the weekend, basically.
We need him to make the weekend, and you see with this guy, with Norlander's numbers, that he clearly outperforms on the ball striking side and strokes gained total so far in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
He's outperforming his price. So it's just a matter if the putter shows up, then it can be very nice.
One thing to add with those top 26s, he did pop for a T2 at Farmers Insurance and a T12 at Amex. So when he does make the weekend, he can go for a high finish.
Yeah. Okay, jumping into my first one here, I'm going John Ha. He is 7,400 on DraftKings, 36th in pricing, 8,900 on FanDuel, 40th in pricing. So this is right at the top of our sleeper range. I just find there's so many guys in this bottom half of the 7Ks that I like. So what has he done recently? Last 9 starts, he's made the cut in 8 of them, and he's had 5 top 25s over that period of time. Last one was Honda Classic. I believe he was a sleeper of yours there, and he was tied for 19th there, so solid finish in his last outing. To me, just a pure, if we look at the season stats, he's just a pure value, and so that's really why I've plugged him in. You look at the 2020-2021 season, He's gained strokes gained total. He's gained 0.67, so 2/3 of a stroke. He's 22nd in the field. But tee to green, he's gained almost exactly a stroke tee to green. He's 7th in the field. Obviously, there's some putting issues, as you can see by those two numbers. So what do those issues look like? So he's been making cuts. I said he had made 8 of his last 9 cuts. He's making those cuts despite some questionable putting outings, and he has done well when he's just been a neutral putter. But if you look over the last 3 months, he's lost 0.7 strokes putting. That's 120th in the field. That is not what we're looking for. But if you look, so he actually is not a bad putter when you look at his numbers. It just has been very bad over the last little bit. So I'm kind of hoping we get a little bit of a return to form. I mean, this range, we're looking for people who have upside. And I think this is an upside guy. He's a decent putter. His putting has been bad, though. So if he can correct that, I think there's tons of value here.
Yeah, and you never know exactly what it could be. It could be from guys from different parts of the country, or, not familiar with Paspalum or Bermuda or whatever it is. So putting stats are so variable. The ball striking is really the foundation. And yeah, I'm going to have Ha in my player pool for sure.
Okay, next one up here.
Nice. Roger Sloan, good Canadian.
I was going to say, a nice Canadian boy.
Nice Canadian boy. 6,700 on DraftKings, Craig. 69th. Boom. I'm calling it. That is a disrespect stamp right there from DraftKings. No reason being this cheap. He's 8,400 on FanDuel. He's 57th there. He's coming in with 3 straight top 25s. Corrales Punta Cana, Honda Classic, Puerto Rico Open. Yeah, the Honda Classic.
None of those are the strongest.
None of the strongest fields. It's not WGC players, WGC. But he's finishing well and he's playing well. So ranks past 6 months. So going far beyond those top 25s. 29 strokes in total, plus 4.8. Compared to his price, that is a steal. 25th tee to green at 0.62, and he's doing most of it or a lot of it on approach. 12th on approach in this field for the past 6 months at 0.56 strokes gained. So absolutely love those numbers. I think he's just playing really well right now. I'm going to ride it. He has played here before. It was a missed cut in 2019, but again, with someone at 6,700, I mean, I'm going pretty low for my next couple of sleepers here. At 6,700, I mean, it's just good form and good ball striking.
Yeah, I agree. I think making fun of those fields a bit, but this field is not that much stronger than a Honda Classic. So I think that you ride the form. Like this is sort of the opposite of the Damon type of play. Yeah. This is the one where this guy's playing good golf right now, and so ride the form until you see otherwise. And so I like to play 6,700. Lets you do a lot of things with your lineups. So finding those people who are playing good golf at that price, I think, is key.
Yeah, and like you said, it could be this week where it falls off, but at 6,700, it's worth the risk.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. Okay, my next one here, Doug Ghim, another one of my old classics. 7,300, 39th, 9,100, 34th. To me, this one's a bit of a disrespect stamp. If I'm putting my disrespect stamp anywhere, we saw him shoot up to, I think it was 8,800 at the Honda Classic. He rose very quickly and he fell back down the pricing ladder in his next start. So why do I like the value? So you look at his strokes gained total numbers over basically any period of time in the last year, and the value is awesome. Last 12 months, he's gained a half stroke. He's 25th. Last 6 months, he's gained almost a stroke. He's gained 0.89 strokes. He's 14th in this field. 3 months, 3/4 of a stroke, 19th in the field. And even the last 30 days where he has not had his, he's had some very bad rounds, he's still gained 0.65 and is about appropriately priced at 35th. Yeah. So all of those numbers, none of those are up to 39th yet, are we? So I just really think that his price should be higher based on what we've seen from him over the past year or even half year. Recent form, he missed the cut at the Honda after a Sunday collapse at the Players. He collapsed from a very high position because he still was tied for 29th at the Players, which is not a bad finish if you were to think of it.
He 29th. Was in whose group was he in? JT's group, was it?
Yeah, he was in JT's group at the Players, and they kind of went different directions on Sunday. But aside from those, so his last 3 rounds are bad, but aside from that, he's made the cut in 9 of his last 12 starts. 8 of those are top 36s. He had the top 10, I want to say it was the top 5 at the American Express when he really played well there. But you look at his strokes gained putting in the last 3 rounds. So he's averaging over 2 strokes lost. So that's his miscut in the last round of the Players. He's not that bad of a putter. So if you can look past that, he would be priced, if he had been neutral in putting over those rounds, he'd be priced above 8,500 in this field. So it's just a little bit crazy to me how quickly he rose up. He probably did. I don't think I played him that week because he rose up too much, I think.
Yeah.
But then he's fallen too far now from there. So I like the value. I'll be plugging in Doug Ghim, and I think we're going to see a lot more of what we've seen over the last 6 months.
Yeah, and it's part of the whole PGA DFS. Like you see these guys, Charlie Hoffman right now is shot up in pricing. Well, I mean, like you said, 3 rounds from Doug Ghim, and we're back to kind of the 12 months, 6-month form, which, I mean, then he's pure value again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Ghim. He'll be my player pool, I'm sure. I'm sure. I don't know exactly how I'm going to build around it, but I'm sure he will be.
Okay, last one here for you.
My last one, Akshay Bhatia, 6,400 on DraftKings, 91st on FanDuel, 7,300, 104th ranked in pricing there. That is pretty disrespectful in terms of pricing. But we just noticed, just like Varner, my 3rd pick, I'm matching Akshay again here. We got the same outfit on. We don't have a ton from Akshay. Young guy. I think he turned 19 in January, or he turned, I forget what.
I don't think we need any more. We've got enough. We've got enough to know.
5 PGA Tour starts this season. I mean, really since he's turned pro, starting with the Safeway, he was a top 10 there. 3 of 5 made cuts. That does include Pebble Beach, where he hit all 18 greens in regulation, tied a record. Like, he just does these things that you shouldn't be doing at a golfer at his age. And at 6,400, his made cut percentage is as good as seasoned veteran pros. Mm-hmm. But I feel like his upside is way, 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 way higher.
Yeah.
So ranks past 6 months. Again, this is from Data Golf. So he's 51st in the field strokes in total, 41st strokes tee to green, 48 strokes game putting. It's all very, very, very good. I mean, it is smaller sample size. He is first in strokes around the.
And I don't know if 6 months. I don't know if we're even stretching back to grab the Safeway where he had his top 10 there. So those numbers could look even better depending on the time frame that we are looking at.
Yeah, and looking at those numbers again, I might have to double check those numbers, but I'll make sure they are correct. But again, it's a guy, we don't have much sample size, but from his eye test alone, it seems pretty good. Again, the Amex, I'm pretty sure he was on the Amex as well and just missed the cut, I think, by a stroke. He had a long putt on Friday to make the cut, but missed it. So he's right around all these tournaments. Again, he's a star in the making, I think. We're getting him at the very rock bottom. All we need at 6,400, we need to make the weekend, and then he can get more DFS points. If he does that, then we're laughing, and it sets up everything else in the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting old me talking about how much I like Akshay Bhatia, but the thing, he just shows flashes of just very, very elite things. And so I think there's still a lot of rough around the edges things he needs to work out to be a pro. But man, at 6,400 in this field, I will take it all day long. The biggest problem for me is trying to not end up with like 50% of my lineups with him in it. And then it'll be the week that he top 10s, and I'm like, oh, why doesn't he have 20% or something?
Why didn't he go all in?
Yeah, but no, I love the play. I definitely will be playing him. I could gush about this guy all day long. Okay, my last one. I told you I was staying pretty tight. 7,400 is my top one. 7,100 is my bottom one. I'm going Matthew NeSmith. 7,100 on DraftKings. He's 47th in pricing there. 8,800 on FanDuel. He's 43rd in pricing there. To me, this is just pure value play with a really good ball striker. Strokes gain stats over the last 6 months. He has over a half stroke gain total, 22nd in the field, doing a ton of that tee to green. He's gaining over a stroke tee to green, 13th in the field. Obviously, that means the putting is not great, but that is okay. The real thing that he excels at is approach play. He is 0.79 on the positive side. He's 6th in the field. So this guy he is elite when it comes to approach play. Recent form, last 7 starts, 5 made cuts, 3 top 20s, and a 7th at Waste Management Phoenix Open. The other thing that, I looked through, Data Golf has really good course comp tools. There's a lot of other places that do as well. But TPC Summerlin in Las Vegas is one of the ones that is high in a course comp. I want to say it's the 2nd highest correlation. What has he done there? So last time, October 2020, he was top 10 there, tied for 8th. And then a year before that, so this would have been pre-pandemic, he had a top 20. This was his rookie season as well. He was tied for 18th in October 2019. Now he has not played the Texas swing at all because his rookie season was last year and we lost these tournaments. So we really don't know what we're going to see from him here, but you have to like what he's done at similar courses. I mean, between the Waste Management, which has TPC in front of it, and TPC Summerlin, I just feel like TPC San Antonio, why not continue the trend?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, NeSmith, 7,100, same as Norlander, ball striking. That's what they're about. It's kind of like pick or choose.
I would say those two are very good comps for each other.
For each other, exactly. So I'll probably dabble a little bit, and that's nice so you don't get too much of either one. But yeah, speaking of that, our live DFS show, Craig, Wednesday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. That's when we go through our entire field using our DFS model, which is linked below. Make sure to catch that. That's when we talk about ownerships, where we're pivoting, how things have changed since Monday when we're recording this. So subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. That way you'll for sure get notified.
Now, it does say EST, but I think it's actually EDT now because we're into daylight savings time. But I'll give you the pass. I don't think people would get too confused and think we're still working on non-daylight savings time. But 9:30, 6:30 Pacific. We'll see you guys there.
Wow. And last thing, as we said at the start, call your shot. Favorite sleeper under 7,500 on DraftKings. Who do you like as your favorite sleeper this week at the Texas Open?
Yep. Good luck, guys. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.